This morning we got our trusses delivered. It is very early in the construction process, obviously, but I thought we'd be a lot further along than we were at this point. So I ordered these back in March, and I thought by mid-June we'd be ready to put a roof on. But obviously there's still no slab there. So we're going to be storing these. Alright, how do you want to do this?
Let's start. Yep.
We got all the trusses stacked. There is about 19 of them. And then we wrapped them up in this tarp. We tied it off at the ends. Put a couple rocks on top. Cinder blocks to hold it. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'm hoping it'll only be there for a few months at the most. We're prepping for our roof trusses, and right now we're going to put up a backer for the drywall, but this is also acts as a backstop for the gable end trusses. So I already set this up there, just a 2x6 set 1.5 inches from the edge, and we're just going to nail it. Nailers are on, strong backs are up on the front and the back. So we're gonna call it a day. Tomorrow is truss day, so we're setting up to sheathe our gable end trusses. We got all the sheets placed on there. They need to overhang at the bottom, like 15 inches.
I'm just going to do every one of these.
We just used the router to cut this piece off, and we were able to use them to cover this section, so that's pretty cool. But we moved on to the other gable end truss. We're sheathing it while it's on the pile.
Actually lines up for once.
Building the gable ladder overhang. This is going to be 12 inches. We're doing it per a video we saw on YouTube. We're using 2x6 to build the ladder. Our blocks are 9-inch, so it gives us 12 inches total. We do this whole thing.
Oh my god. Hit a knot.
Yeah. So we're just gonna nail these on. We're on a bit of a time crunch, so I didn't get me cutting any of these, but essentially you just mark it. These are 7/12. Use your speed square, mark it 7/12, and then I trace the ends out and cut them. Our roof trusses are on. We had a crane truck come to lift them in place. Taylor's up there, he's putting in some bracing. We had our neighbor help us It took a very long time. It took us 5 hours to do this, but we have never ever set trusses before. So it was a steep learning curve. We kind of got a rhythm going though after the first couple, but took us quite a bit of time. The gable ends took a while, trying to get them to fit in there right and line up. And then of course when we got over the stairway, it became a lot more tricky because it's just big opening and had to climb up this ladder to get up there. So unfortunately I didn't get much footage because we had a crane truck here and the clock was ticking.
Time is money.
Time is money. So the way we did this is I attempted to toenail the first truss on. Didn't really work well because of that metal plate. I got a few to go in the holes in the metal plate, but the nails just, most of them were bouncing off. So then what we decided to do was just use the truss screws. So we had the Fasten Master truss screws, which we've used most of them up. So they're just 6-inch screws. They come with a plate that you can use to get your angle right. Basically just set this at the top plate and you run your screw in with your impact drill. For our bracing, we use these are made by Fasten Master, and they're a spacer and a permanent brace. And they just bend out like that. They're spaced 24 on center, and basically just put them on, nail them, and then you're good to go. So that made it a lot easier because we didn't have to run bracing down the long way. We are going to, but while we were doing it we didn't have to. We just had to run diagonals from the gable end.
It sort of just looks like a big mess, like we threw a bunch of lumber up here, but basically you're just trying to brace it from all different directions so that any way that, you know, force is going to be applied on this roof, it'll be able to absorb it and transfer down into the walls and into the ground, and your house won't fall over. But it looks really good. I just climbed up here and looked down this peak. Like, the peak is really good. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very straight. We haven't done any of the bracing on this half yet other than the metal permanent braces, so that's what we're gonna get to now. We'll stop talking and start showing.
So we ran our lateral bracing down the middle of this web. The manufacturer of these does not give a lot of information. I called them and they just told me to refer to like some National Truss installation guide. But as far as I can tell, we need lateral bracing here down the whole length. We haven't done it on this side yet. And then we're running diagonals every 20 feet into this lateral bracing. So, and then we've got, looks a little wonky, but we've got our W bracing that goes down the middle. So, hopefully it's right. Just going by what I can find online. And other YouTube videos. So if anything, we'll have it over braced because we have some extra braces in there too. But hopefully it'll be okay. I was doing a little more research. We maybe didn't need that because the span of these is only 20 feet, but I I don't know. I figure better be safe than sorry. I don't think overbracing is a bad thing. Hopefully. Guess we'll find out. But yeah, we have a lot of diagonals and laterals. We ran diagonals along the laterals at the midway point. You can see those there. And at the ends. So, yep, we're all done with that.
Today we are going through and nailing off the sheathing down here where the gable end meets the rest of the sheathing. I just finished putting framing nails in, and we have some structural screws holding the gable end on, so it is solidly attached. Time to do the sheathing. This is a pretty interesting ladder.
Is it not bearing? What's going on with it?
I don't know. It's just being its usual weird self. Do you want to make sure that